Yes, my dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Very good morning to you guys all out there, wherever you are on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, Canada, Australia, or right here in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday and another match day. Europa League finals. Manchester United, Tottenham. Who are you picking? Who are you going to be putting your bet on tonight? Europa League finals. Manchester United, Tottenham. Listen, one of these clubs could end up in a Champions League. One of these, there must be a winner. There has to be a winner tonight among these two. And the winner will be the Champions League. These are teams that are 16th and 15th place on the league table as we speak. And one of those teams will end up in the Champions League next season. My goodness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, talking about the Champions League football next season, teams that are fighting for that 3rd, 4th, and 5th position right now, if anything can still happen, it's still open to the 3rd, 4th, and 5th positions. These 3 positions are still open. Why? Manchester City yesterday, yesterday they got a job done as expected by beating Bournemouth. And 2 of their newly signings in January, Mamosh and Nico, were on the scoring sheet. They were on the scoring sheet. January signing, in fact, as it stands right now, even Omar Mamosh scores 7 goals and gave 2 assists since January. 7 goals and 2 assists since Pep Guardiola signed him in January. That is the kind of the caliber of players that teams like City have going into next season. Rodri is back, and hey, what a beautiful moment it was for Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, his last home game for City. And yesterday it was beautiful. It was beautiful. Kevin De Bruyne and his marriage with Man City is finally over. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back in 5th position. Chelsea, we are back in 5th position. And as it is, Sunday is going to be a major final for all the teams in England. We need to do everything possible to beat Forest. Even if it means compromising our fitness for the Conference League final. Trust me. Like someone said, if we still don't make the UEFA Champions League next season, it means we are not good enough to qualify for it. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as that. Because as things are right now, it has to be a win. I understand a draw could take Chelsea through. Listen, this is how it's like right now. Chelsea likely or must beat Forest to qualify for the Champions League. Now, this is the possibilities that are still available for Chelsea. If Chelsea even draw with with Nottingham Forest, then we must hope that Man United beats who? Aston Villa. And Fulham. If not, Fulham should be able to beat Newcastle for us. Yes? It has to be one. We cannot, and in fact, Everton, the only backdoor entry to the top 5 for Chelsea is if Villa don't win. If Man United beat Aston Villa or Everton beat Newcastle. It's not Fulham, it's Everton. Unless Everton beat Newcastle and we play a draw. Yeah. That is it. So it is like, instead of us to depend on Everton beating Newcastle or Man United beating Aston Villa, it is better we play our own game for the win. It is better Chelsea play its game for the win straight away. As it is right now, the league table is what you can see on your screen. Newcastle are back to 4th. Man City are back to 3rd. Newcastle to 4th. Chelsea on 5th. And Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa, they are all 66 points. Nottingham Forest are 65. Now, both Newcastle, Chelsea, and Aston Villa, they must win their games. Then they don't have to look on the other side who is winning or who is losing. They must. Then only they'll fall in the top 5. Anything below that should be a draw for Chelsea. It is only Chelsea that has the option of a draw. It is only Chelsea that have an option of a draw. And then hoping other teams could also, Newcastle, Everton beating Newcastle, Man United beating Aston Villa. Oh, come on. It is what it is. It is what it is, dear friend. What a final day of football is going to be on Sunday. Who will secure themselves the top 5 finish to qualify? Ladies and gentlemen, it is still what it is. Man City 68 points. Newcastle 66 points. Chelsea 66 points. Aston Villa 66 points. And then Nottingham Forest 65 points. That is how the league table is right now. The top 5 race will end on Sunday. And all the games are starting at the same time. All the games will start at the same time. Remember, like I said to you, the only way Chelsea can get Champions League on Sunday is a win. A draw if Villa loses to United or Everton beats Newcastle, then Chelsea can go through. But anything apart from that, Chelsea is out. Chelsea is out. Now, quickly, I have a lot on the transfer news to let you know, but quickly, let me end here because I'll be back with more exclusives on the transfer front later in the evening or later in the afternoon. Yeah. Todd Boehly is speaking again, on Chelsea all the way. Yes, Todd Boehly speaking all the way in the Arab world once again. He said a lot of things, but I will not hint on much. There's one particular word that he used that I'm trying to see if I can remember. Todd Boehly speaking about a winning team and a philosophy of winning. This is what he said. He said, if you read a book called Captain's Class, I'm looking for that book to read it. He said, if you read a book called Captain's Class, it talks about the 15 best teams in the world. And I think one of the things that you see is, in order to have a really good team, you ultimately need stability within the team. Stability, underline it, within the team. Within the environment. And the only way that comes is through time. But I think we've set it up to be able to benefit from that. Talking about Chelsea, he said he thinks that Chelsea, they are able to set it up to be able to benefit from that. The time is right for Chelsea to begin to benefit from the 3 years of their investment. Now, he also talked about, he pointed out on few players like Andrew Santos from Strasbourg coming in. For an owner to make mention of a particular player's name means that the club really have big plans for that player. But hey guys, one thing that we know is that this season, this summer transfer window, 3 things that Chelsea are expected, and it's on the books. And I'll be back later in the day and I will elaborate more on the transfer news because Rodrigo, Nico Williams, Victor Osimhen, yes, Victor Osimhen, which of course Mikel will be speaking again about Victor Osimhen. I'll be back and I will elaborate more on this in the next one, which will be the transfer news throughout. See you guys in the next one when you see me. Shalom and peace.